What is up, guys? We are back with another video here. Co-host Logan Collins. We got the other co-host Adrian Sosa.
What's going on, guys?
So I know we took a little bit of a break, but we just wanted to say that we had a good amount of guests on in the beginning, and we're going to try to slow that down and spread that out. We're still going to get guests on, but we're going to focus more on the NBA playoffs and just give our opinions and just have our normal podcast with me and Sosa for a little bit. We took a little break because we wanted to finish the first round and then, come back and give you guys an update on our predictions and all that. So I'm going to just start it off by my own, recap of the first round, and then I'll let Sosa speak. Everything I expected pretty much happened. I know I was off on a couple of games. The Magic took one. The Heat swept, which I didn't expect. Even when Denver was down 3-1, I thought they were coming back. Not necessarily winning, but you just felt it was going 7. Boston looked good. Toronto looked good. The Lakers lost game 1. Everyone was freaking out. They won 4 straight easy. That was predictable for me. Dallas gave the Clippers a great run. I think if Porzingis plays, it goes 7. He got hurt and they won in 6, but they still gave him a tough 6 games. Other than that, Houston won in 7, pretty predictable there. I wanted the Thunder when it got 7 just for Chris Paul. Past Russ and them. I don't think I'm missing a series, but other than that, I'm going to say my surprising player just in the first round, not currently, was obviously no-brainer Jamal Murray. He just balled out. He took over when the team needed him to. It's still Jokic's team, but he took over those last 3 games, specifically against 5 and 6. If I were going to say a little bit under, a guy a little under Jamal Murray who was overlooked, it's going to be Jaylen Brown. He's showing out right now, 20-something points a game. I don't know the exact number, but he is really showing that he's that number 2 to Tatum. He's just taking over. I know Kemba's still the leader and stuff, but he is really taking over, putting up 27 last night and, just showing that he's a legit role player you could count on every single game in these playoffs. So that's all I have to say about the first round. I'll let Sos take it over from there.
Yeah, no, my predictions were pretty good. Obviously the surprise was Jamal Murray, and although I picked Utah to win, I picked Denver. I just did not expect that to be an interesting series. 2 teams out west, boring. I didn't tune into game 3. Honestly, it wasn't exciting looking at it on paper. But by far the best series. My one team that I wanted to win was OKC. They took it to 7. I picked OKC in 6. They almost had it, but Rockets are the better team. I just had faith in the 3-guard lineup, and for whatever reason, I don't like Houston. So let my feelings get involved a little bit. But my surprise team, I think it's the Miami Heat. I know they're good. I expected them to beat Indiana. I did not expect them to sweep them and beat them as easy as they did. And my surprise player, Jamal Murray's a no-brainer, but I'm going to go with Jimmy Butler. And not because he put up crazy stats. The effect that he has on his teammates and the match between him and the Heat culture, it's a perfect match. And you can see all the players. They walk around with that chip on their shoulder, and it all starts with him. He's the leader. So, yeah, I think Jimmy's my surprise player. He's an all-star. We expect him to play well, but just his leadership skills, it's on another level.
So just to talk about one more thing in the first round before we move on, Donovan Mitchell, I wasn't the biggest fan before, but he has proven to me that he wants it. You could just see in Game 7 the emotion. It's showing more hope for me in the future that he could really be a guy to lead the team to a championship. I don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch right now, but let's see what happens. Also, Russell Westbrook, disappointing. I used to be somewhat of a fan of him. I was never, crazy compared. I love Kyrie. I love Dame. Not a big Russ fan. And he just disappoints every game. He's so careless with the basketball. I'm talking, just turns it over every possession, it feels like. Not finishing layups. Just disappointing. But moving it to – unless you want to comment on that? Or?
No, you're good.
All right. So I was going to say, moving it to the second round, just to update you when this is being recorded, it is currently 3-1 Miami, 1-1 Houston versus LA, 2-1 Clippers versus Denver, and 3-2 Boston versus Toronto. So I'm going to just go series by series, and we'll talk talk about it, see what we have to say. We'll start with the best series so far, the hometown Miami Heat, 3-1. They had a chance to close it out. So if they had a chance to close it out, you're up 8. If we lose this series, I don't know why I feel like that. We're going to look back at that game and say we had a chance. Giannis was out. We had a chance. Tonight is game 5. I hope, personally as a fan, I don't want him to play, but if he plays, he plays. And Jimmy has really shown in these first 4 games, besides game 4, that he's taken over as a superstar of this team, not just as a leader and a defender, but he took over the fourth quarter in 2 of those first 3 games and really showed more. He put up 40 and then 17 in the fourth in game 3. And he's really showing me, that he could be an elite superstar, possibly take us to the finals. But the thing that I'm concerned about is between game 2 and 3, the Bucks won 6 of the 8 quarters. It's not like we're killing them. They win tonight, they're 1 game from a game 7. And the mindset just changes. So if Giannis doesn't play, I say we close him out. We need to close him out tonight. If he does, it's going to be interesting. They're more stagnant, less movement with him on the floor because they're just watching him. You got Middleton in the corner, George Hill, Bledsoe. For sure Lopez just sits in the corner. We had 1 rebound in the first game. He's a 7-footer. He had 24 points and 1 rebound. So it's like, what you got to say? What's your prediction? I got, if Giannis doesn't play, like I said, he closed it out in 5.
With or without Giannis today, he closed it out. They gave 1 away last week or last game. Should have closed it fourth quarter. I don't think they let another one slip away. They put him away. Up 8, like you said, fourth quarter. Couple miscues. Middleton carried them. I don't think he could do that again. They had to call timeout just so he could get a breather. The last couple of minutes, he was dying out there. Hit some shots, and he's an all-star player, but the ball is in Giannis's hand most of the time. So with Giannis going out, it was an adjustment, and you think it's an easy adjustment, but when you don't game plan for it, and kind of sneaks up on you. So they stole 1, but I got Heat tonight closing it out.
Okay. Let's move it on just real quick. Hopefully they do. Like I said,
let's stay in the East. Let's stay in the East and finish that.
We are staying in the East. I was saying moving on to the next series. But before I was moving on to Raptors Celtics, I was just going to say, there's talks about Giannis going to Portland, Miami. It's going to be interesting if he even leaves Milwaukee. It's just crazy to me. The Heat, like I said, expected to go 6 with Indiana, and then not even expected to win versus Milwaukee. I wouldn't be shocked if we lost 4-1. And we were up 3-1. It's definitely because of the bubble. Obviously, if we were playing in Milwaukee, it would have been tough to be up 3-1, even 3-0. But you got to give them credit. They came to the bubble. They're playing hard, and I just hope they go to the finals. But, yes, we will move on. Raptors, Celtics. Big Jason Tatum fan over here. Not a Celtic fan in general, but I love Kemba, and I love Jason Tatum. I had them winning this series originally, I want to say in 7 or 6. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got nervous. It was 2-0. They had a chance just to close them out. Of course, they're playing zone, dumb, skip pass over Taco Fall, wide open 3 pretty much. And Anunoby hit it. Let them back in the series. They win game 3, which was that one. Game 4, they beat them by like 7. Game 5, Boston smacks them. I don't know if they're going to close them out in 6, but I think Tatum and the leadership from that team, Kemba, close it out and somehow find a way to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not a big Raptors fan. I think Nick Nurse is a Dwayne Casey 2.0 personally. I mean, he's not getting back to the finals without Kawhi. He just happened to have Kawhi for that 1 year, which he never did. He had DeMar DeRozan, huge difference. They also had Ibaka. They have Gasol. They had Van Fleet. Like, he had Kawhi. So I don't know how much I trust the team yet. It's impressive that they have the same amount of wins in every season, but it really doesn't mean much to me. They play hard, but come crunch time, Siakam has not shown up. I got the Celtics.
Yeah, I got Celtics closing it out in 6. They know when it was when they were up 2-0, they should have put it away. 3-0 would have taken a heart from Toronto and swept them. They won that 3rd game. Gave them a chance, 2-2. They came out last night and just put it away early on. So, Toronto, Kyle Lowry, all-star, has a lot of pride. You're not going to just come in game 6 and blow those guys out. Fred VanVleet, free agent. Huge role in the playoffs last year in the championship run. So, they're battle-tested. They're going to come in and play tough. It's going to be a tough game 6, but I got Boston closing them out.
Okay. I'm not going to jump ahead to the next round yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We could talk about that in another video. We'll just stick with the second round right here. We got Lakers, Rockets. Lakers played lazy. I mean, I'm pissed. I'm a LeBron fan. They played lazy game one. Why can't they come out and be humble and just go take care of business? It's ridiculous. And they're letting Houston, a team that is very small, tough to match up with, but they have LeBron and AD. That's a mismatch for Houston. Why are they not taking advantage of that? Enough settling for threes with Rondo. I mean, how many times are they kicking to that corner settling? Rondo could take 3 dribbles, float game. I mean, it's ridiculous. And they should beat them the next 3 in a row. It's 1-1 right now. I expect 3 in a row. Yes, Harden could literally win a game by himself and go for 50. I don't know what you're laughing about right now, but Harden could go for 50 and win a game, and there's nothing I'll say about that. But the Lakers are much better. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, Lakers are better. I mean, I got Lakers in 6. Would not be surprised if it goes 7. Not because of anything
Would you be
Houston's
surprised if it
doing.
goes 5?
Say it again?
What if it goes 5?
It's not going 5.
Okay.
Lakers, man, they too inconsistent. And we're going to get to the Clippers next. And
yeah, we are going to get to the Clippers.
They just think they could turn the switch on whenever they want. Game 1, they came out, no energy. Houston coming off of that 7-game series every other day, right into a new series. And a couple of those games went to overtime, and they had the fresher legs. So LA's the better team. They're going to slip up again and give Houston another game. But I got LA in 6, and it's nothing that Houston does. It's LA settling for jump shots. Even when they went up 21 in the second quarter against Houston last time, I mean, they're settling for jump shots. You know, when they make them, they make them. It's a make or miss league. So you make a few, you're up 20. You miss a few, you're down 1 in the fourth, down 2. It's AD's making shots, but they're running them off of screens, hitting 18-footers, posting up PJ Tucker 15 feet. I know he's a pro. He's an all-star, one of the best players in the NBA, but I would rather him shoot a little 5-footer in the post than a 15-foot fadeaway. At the end of the day, it's a percentage. It's a number game, and I want my 7-footer in the post. But
I agree.
With all that being said, I got Lake Show in 6.
They should win in 5 in my eyes, but they will win in 6. I'm pretty sure it's PJ Tucker, Covington, Harden, Russ. Is it Daniel House also starting? Is that who it is?
I don't know if he started last game because he had.
That's the normal lineup.
Normally it's him.
Okay, so my problem is, like, let's say you have AD and Tucker as a matchup. Like, LeBron should be able to take Covington I don't understand. Yes, they settle for shots.
Well, I told you this, off camera, obviously, after game 1. I said, Lakers need to go small. They can't go with 2 bigs and bring in Kuz at the 3. And they went small. I mean, Dwight Howard did not play at all. JaVale McGee played like 8 minutes. They mainly played Markieff or Kuz at the 5.
No. It was AD at the 5.
I mean, AD at the 5 and Markieff or Kuz at the 4. You had LeBron, vice versa. They're interchangeable. But they went with more guards. And
Rondo
not because of the offensive end, but on the defensive end. Kuz, this is a tough series for Kuz because you put him on Robert Covington, you put him on PJ Tucker, they're just going to call him up to set a ball screen. Now he has to switch, and he has to guard Harden, he has to guard Russ, who's not playing well, but still has speed. You still have to be disciplined, stay down, give some space. And
you can't shoot.
The way the NBA is, you have to watch your hands because you try to contest a shot. Those guys are smart enough to draw a foul. So it's I think the Lakers made the adjustment. They made the adjustment. You'll see a little bit of Dwight Howard depending on JaVale McGee's injury, but I think you'll see Lakers in 6. It's a very competitive 6. Houston's down 20. 12 minutes later, they have the lead. So Lakers can't take their foot off the pedal at all.
They are, when you mentioned, the fouls and forcing fouls, Lowry is very good at it. I watch it, and it's getting ridiculous. Jokic, like, the second they lean in, maybe not even touch them, they're ready to just force a shot up, and they get it called most of the time. There's a couple incidents where it's just like a brick, but I mean, you really have to. You're right. You have to stay down. No
You have to be
hands.
disciplined. You have to stay down. You can't jump. You got to stay vertical. Even if you're down and your hands are slightly forward, I mean, it's a foul.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be straight up. Don't go for pump fakes. And same way we say it's a make or miss league. I mean, make those guys hit tough jump shots. Stay disciplined. They'll hit 7 for 8, 8 for 9, and bring them right back. But then they'll go 1 for 15.
It's a win for Houston to let the Lakers shoot at the end of the day, obviously. But
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm LeBron, no one can stop me. I'm putting my head down. I'm going straight to the basket every single time. I don't care if
he
there's
doesn't,
five.
though. He
If
doesn't.
there's
But
5 guys in the lane, I'm just going. They can't stop him. He's too big, too strong. Every time they shoot, make or miss, it's a win for Houston.
okay, let's move on to Clippers. You texted me after game one. It's over. Clippers getting to the West. I know your opinion's a lot of change, and that's fine. Doesn't matter who wins, Lakers, Rockets. I just want to hear the reasoning behind that text for the viewers. And if your opinion has changed since then, just my view on it, I can understand the frustration. The Clippers came out, took care of business against Denver game one. Lakers didn't game one against Houston. Now, the Lakers, yes, they were up 21, let a lead come back, but they won. And then Clippers got smacked by Denver pretty much in game two. And then we're down the whole game until the fourth when they came back and won by 6. They're looking a little bit more shaky. People thought it was going to be an easy sweep. Maybe the Clippers match up better with the Lakers. I still have the Lakers winning that series regardless of what happens. But let's hear what you got to say.
I mean, both teams are very inconsistent. Both teams, Clippers came out and did not play in game two like they were supposed to. And then, in game one, they just put it away early on. So, what Clippers team are you getting? I think you're getting a Clippers team. By no means is this disrespectful to the Nuggets, or they're just ready to play the Lakers. That's all they talked about when they signed Kawhi and Paul George. They're ready for the next round. Patrick Beverley, he's had quite a few people in his close circle pass away. He was like, I'm just ready to get my championship and get out of here. So, I mean, that's their mentality. Denver played well. Denver played well in game two, played well yesterday. I think they had 5 or 6 minute spurts where they had really bad basketball, turnovers.
Missing wide open threes in the corner.
Too much complaining to the referees, looking for fouls, and allow the Clippers to get out in transition. So, I thought the Clippers would beat them pretty easy. It's showing to be a more competitive series than I thought, but I'm going Clippers in 6. Would not be surprised if they won in 5, honestly. They just have too many weapons. When you got Paul George or playoff P, I know he hasn't played up to it, but had a great game yesterday. You got Kawhi, who's solid. Again, he has 0 points in game 2, fourth quarter. But, solid game yesterday. Then you got top 2 guys for 6th man of the year. Montrez, Lou Will. You got 36 points coming off the bench from those 2 guys. Then you got the Morris twin. I mean, you got Jamaica Green. You got Reggie Jackson. Pat Bev. You got guys.
Shamit,
3 and D. He could shoot it. He could defend. I mean, you just got guys. Zubac is, at the end of the day, is a 7-footer playing well. So they just got too many bodies. I think the biggest problem with the Lakers, who's going to step up besides AD and LeBron?
I agree
that's the
with you.
question.
That's a huge question.
When you look at Clippers, like Kawhi said, doesn't matter what Paul George is doing on offense. We got him. Play defense.
The announcer said when they put Montrezl Harrell on the post with 1 minute and 17 seconds left, 2-point game, he's saying you could show the trust of this team giving the ball up. When you have Paul George and Kawhi, they're still, letting Harrell go to work on the mismatch. Like normally, you want to give it to your top 1 or 2 players, and you could just show how many weapons and how many guys they trust to have the ball in their hands late. Lou Will had it in his hands late. He didn't have a great first half. I don't even know if he scored, but it just shows you that, who's going to step up for the Lakers. We don't know. For the Clippers, you got Lou Will. You have too many other role players that are weapons. One of them is going to step up. Another thing that to piggyback off what you said, when both teams are playing at their best, I experienced being a fan of LeBron truly at Miami. I never fell out of it. Even down 10 in the fourth, I felt like he was going to come back. So technically at the best, I think the Lakers have the edge when they're playing their best. But when they're not, which is going to be most of the time, it's tough to play your very, very best. If they don't literally, get out of they have to stay humble and the word I'm trying to look for is the Clippers are coming to win this series. Okay? They're coming to beat the Lakers and win the championship, like you said. The Lakers, I feel like, are more relaxed is the word I'm looking for. They're more just like, all right, we're coming here. It's like, why Paul George, Pat Bev? They're ready to literally kill them almost. Like, they want to disrupt them. It's basically like Lance Stevenson on the Pacers against the Heat, for Clippers against this LeBron team. Like, they want to just make problems.
I look at the Lakers like they're a front runner to me. They have to start off well and play well from the jump.
They can't just come back down 20. They don't have that luxury.
Yeah, when they get down, they don't have the scoring. Their body language sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they throw in the towel, but you've seen it where when they're down early, you already know the result. Whereas the Clippers, I mean, they're going to come back. Doesn't matter against Dallas. They had a couple of tough games. Dallas got up early. They battled back. Yesterday, things were not going in their direction. No problem. Even last series, like Kawhi said, we're good. We don't need Paul George is fine. We'll take care of it. They beat Dallas. Yeah, Porzingis didn't play, but Pat Bev barely played. Wasn't even playing. They don't need to be at full strength, and that's what worries me moving forward as a Laker fan.
Yeah. So I got one more thing, and then we're gonna end this video. The Lakers. LeBron, he's still great, but we don't know. No disrespect to AD, he hasn't been this far in the playoffs yet. He's been to the second round once, but he hasn't. We don't know if he's going to be dependable yet. Paul George has led a team by himself to a Game 7, one game away from the finals against the Heat. Kawhi's won 2 championships. We need AD. I know he took over last game to really come up and be consistent every single game, every night for the rest of these playoffs.
We need that third and fourth score.
Correct.
The way the NBA is, AD and LeBron get 70 combined.
That's fine. We still need Kuzma. We still need Caruso. We still need
Danny Green, KCP.
Oh, he's been awful.
Rondo. You need somebody to step up and give you 14 to 16. You need more. It's not going to be just 2 guys. You're going to need 4 guys in double digits. When I say double digits, I mean above 15.
They could win one game.
Sneaking away with 10 points.
They're not going to win a series. But that leads me to, is the winner of that series now the champion if the Bucks are out? Yes or no?
I think so. Whoever comes out of the West, assuming it's LA, one of the 2 LA teams, it's over. They're going to win a championship. But we'll get into it, whether it's Boston or Miami. I mean, we both had those teams winning. I just think both of these teams will be too deep for both of those teams. Boston,
I'm not going to get ahead until we know the matchup. I don't want to talk. Let's get the win if you're a Heat fan, and then let's see this Boston close it out, and then we'll talk next video. I don't want to. Let's finish it off. Let's close them out. But
no, it's a wrap. Boston in 6, Heat in 5, Lakers in 6. I want to say Clippers in 5, but probably Clippers in 6.
Well, that's it. That's really it for this video. Is there anything else you got to say? Giannis hasn't been playing well. I mean, we really locked him up. He showed great first 11 minutes. He had 19 points. He led the second team. He was the second leading scorer besides Middleton, and he played 11 minutes. But other than that, the Heat's coaching.
Well, their team, the way their team.
Defense. Did you see Hero? Giannis spinning, and he's waiting for the spin, just sitting right there, jump ball. They're committed to knowing what his every move.
The way the Bucks are built, I mean, everything depends on Giannis. I mean, think of it as like LeBron with the Cavs back in the day. Obviously, he has another all-star with him, and it's not, Daniel Gibson, Delonte West, Varejao, those guys. I'm not taking anything away from the Bucks. They're the number 1 seed. 2 years in a row for a reason. But I don't
This
see
is still shocking,
Middleton.
Sos. Can we be real?
No, look.
Come on, stop acting like you had Miami. Like I didn't even have Miami. Like, come on.
I mean, I'll be
They're
honest.
3-1.
Going into the playoffs, I did not have Miami. After watching the first round, I put money on Miami in games 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't mean I won the bet because I parlayed with some other teams. But in terms of Miami, I had Miami games 1, 2, and 3. I did not bet on them in game 4.
All right, well, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. It would really mean a lot to us. We're going to try to get more than 1 or 2 videos up each week with updates with every sport. College football starting up, we're definitely going to have a video coming up about that. MLB playoffs, we'll try to touch on that a little. And the NFL starts this Thursday. So we're definitely going to have another video for you guys coming up soon. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like I always say, follow the IG Logan Collins 223 and Quik Talk Sports on Instagram, just like it's spelled out. It will be in the our video editor will put it in either the comment section or in this video somewhere. And so you got your IG.
Yeah, Adrian Sosa 10. Miami Heat close it out tonight. Lake Show take the 2-1 lead. Let's go.
All right, thank you guys again for watching. It's been a pleasure. We will see you guys on the next video of Quik Talk Sports. Peace.
Peace.